Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny, and today is one of those days, Burry miss, as I like to call it. It's just being a complete and utter clown, but we get Michael Burry's 13F filings 4 times a year. Today's one of those days.
And he usually does things out of character. Nice and fun. If you like this kind of entertaining stock market content where it's two super guys trying to figure everything out, give us a like and subscribe. With that, we'll get to it. Two Super Guys Trade Stocks.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
if you clicked on this video, you know that already saw this lovely thumbnail. But yeah, this is pretty much like the undertone I think you're getting from this message is Michael Burry has some pretty harsh words for Tim Cook over there at Apple,
He
which is
does?
tough. Yeah. I mean, right? Because like look at his portfolio, number one position right here.
Oh, he's got
Apple
Apple puts. I haven't looked at
puts.
this yet. I've had a busy
Yeah.
day. Oh man,
Yep.
when you texted me, you just
Yep.
said he's an Apple. You didn't say Apple puts.
Yes. Sorry, I should have been more specific. The real highlight to me, basically, of this whole thing was actually interesting. So bearish Apple, which that is paid off a little bit over the last couple of weeks, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But long on Google and Facebook, two other big tech stocks. Interesting, no?
Um. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So not bearish in the whole market, but bearish on Apple in particular.
It's just hard after every report. They just utterly, I guess I just don't understand the logic. I mean, he is a very smart guy. Maybe, okay, well, the puts, most likely shorter term, right? Because they're
Yeah.
options. So maybe
Yeah.
like a year. So he could be
Well,
hedging in case the market goes long with the Facebook and Google long, but thinking more the next 6 months that it's going to go short. And Apple, there's no such thing as a SPY going up and Apple going down. That's not a thing.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I get that. Yeah, this definitely looks more like a trade, as he would say, rather than like a true long-term position. Same thing with that whole headline grabbing thing about Tesla when he had the Tesla puts. And this is much smaller than that position was. The you also could be looking at it from like a valuation standpoint. No doubt, Apple kind of got ahead of itself a little bit. You're talking about a PE of 24, forward PE right now still on Apple. Facebook is like 16, and Google is like 20. So on a PE basis, when you're talking about mega cap tech stocks, Apple is one of the more expensive of the three, right?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Facebook is 16. Makes me feel
Yeah,
better about
yeah,
my
yeah.
position.
I know that me too. Like that's definitely why I keep looking at it and go like I got to buy more. I want to dive into Google a little bit in terms of doing like a little discounted cash flow and see where I would want to buy Google. But Facebook is such a good bargain right now. It seems like it's kind of hard to pass up. But he did make a couple other moves. Booking.com, you're probably familiar with them. Priceline, right? Travel rebound maybe a little bit. Still a thing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I personally would probably more go with like a not a third party travel to travel, more a travel stock like CCL or Carnival or Norwegian. I don't
Yeah.
understand how Booking.com makes money because you could just do it yourself. I personally don't get how people are using, like even travel agents. What are you doing? Just Google it.
I know. I always wonder that, about travel agents. I personally have ever used one once for this wedding I had to go to in Mexico, but
Yeah, that's the only
I
thing we did that, and it was because it was free, and it actually
okay.
made the hotel cheaper. So it was like,
Yeah.
all right, fine.
All right. One of the other interesting ones for me is I've been buying Discovery over the last couple of years. Well, I would say maybe 6 months to a year. And he actually did buy some Discovery right before the merger went through there with the Time Warner. The Disc K was kind of like a arbitrage opportunity because it was going to converge with Disc A. Unfortunately, the stock is still down like 20% from here. So the arbitrage opportunity was probably negated by the fact that the stock just took a complete utter beating after the actual merger went through.
Right.
That's another one that was interesting to me.
What is this OVV?
OVV, that's a Canadian energy company. Yeah, Pan Canadian Energy. So I mean that trade's been going on for a little while. He's kind of cycled through a couple different names, but he has been doing that for a little bit. He did actually close out entirely out of his kind of CoreCivic and Geo Group, the prison stocks. Those are completely gone at this point, which is another Interesting point. And this,
Interesting, because I would say
yeah,
if we were to go in a recession, it would be starting now.
okay,
Ish,
interesting.
even though
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to. But his logic was recession equals prison.
yeah. The more time I spend following Burry's 13Fs now, the less I feel like I understand them.
Yeah, I know he's all over the place. He's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I know when he was talking about the core civic position and that other prison REIT there, he talked about that Genzo Parsons book about like the kind of the whole fall of like the German currency, and what happened to the German economy there, and he's backing off on that bet just when like you think like like what has changed his mind that we're no longer headed that direction. Not that he thought we were per se. He said it's a possibility, not a probability, but still, like, what has changed? It seems like it's playing out to what he would have expected.
Yeah, agreed. It's just like it was interesting. A good example is the TLT puts. So I entered, and then he entered, and then he got out, and I bought more. And now they finally came to fruition. Of course, I sold them way too early, thinking that like 80% was great. They'd be like 300 right now. But he exited out of that crazy early. He had a gross amount of puts. He would have like tripled his fund again, and maybe
Yeah.
just stayed in.
Yeah. He actually had the tweet recently on his Twitter there that he talked about how if you want to learn about being 1 to 2 years early, just follow me. Like, all right, maybe, but like, I don't know. It just, you're telling me that this Apple put is going to take 1 to 2 years to get to kind of come to fruition in terms of profitability?
Yeah, I'm going the opposite. I'm going 2 months, and then it won't be profitable after that.
Okay. I mean,
I'm
Apple is definitely sold off. They once they broke that 150 level, there's some room to run down. They've been kind of stagnating in the mid 140s since then, but
I'm
we'll
seeing
see.
125. I don't think we get a deal on them below that.
Okay. I think it's a reasonable bottom. You're probably getting close to like a fair value in terms of a discounted cash flow basis if you get down to 125. So it's a
Yeah.
good level of support from my purview.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything by
interesting.
surprise in this? Yeah, they catch you by surprise with anything in this?
Really, the Apple thing. Do you think Burry's famous enough to have Tim Cook be like,
Emotional damage.
do you think he would feel that at all?
No, I don't think he's going to feel bad, but I think he's maybe going to become aware of it. Like, it'll be something where he's going to hear that he's
If I'm
betting
Tim
against
Cook,
Apple.
I'm buying. I mean, because you own. No, you don't own. You run Apple. I would just start buying Apple calls. Is he allowed to do that?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess he would. He just have to
I'm-
disclose it within like that 10-day reporting window,
You
I
should
guess.
be able to because it's Apple. Can you buy Apple puts if you're Tim Cook?
That would be,
That'd be terrible.
yeah, no way. That'd be pretty crazy.
There's nothing to do with this video, but it'd be funny. All right.
Yeah, it would be. All right, guys, let us know. Well, I'd love to hear your comments about what you think about this Apple bearish bet by Michael Burry.
Yeah, very interesting. All right. You guys have a good one.